Algebra, our favorite. Let's have a look. Work out the value. So when they are saying work out the value, that means that I'm going to give them a number. And the number of what? That's what they are telling me. So that 12 minus 3k to the power of 2 will give me a number that I will tell them. And then they are saying when k, so when this is minus 2. So all I do, I swap k with minus 2. And then I put all of that in my calculator, press equal, and then I get the value. And the value I will get will be 0. So simple enough. Okay, let's have a look at the next part of this question. Factorize fully. Now, when they are saying factorize, what that means that I need to present what I am looking at in the form of a factor multiplied by a factor. Basically, any number multiplied by any number. Now, if it was just numbers, if they are telling me factors of, I don't know, 12, it could be 1 multiplied by 12, 2 multiplied by 6, 3 multiplied by 4. We get the idea. Now, the problem here is that I have letters, not just numbers. So how do we do that? So we consider each of them separately. And we know that if I'm multiplying, the opposite of multiplying will be dividing, isn't it? So I'm looking at all 4 elements and I'm saying, where can I divide it by something? And what am I starting with? A letter. So I'm saying this value can be divided by letter P. Now I have to find the second. Those questions will always come in the same form, meaning you're going to have 4 different elements and you have to get the 2 and 2, group them by 2. So this number here will be divided as well by P. Then after we check the letters, then we look at the numbers. Here is 1, here is 3, nothing to be divided by. So if I divide PM by P, then I am left here with 1, and here P by P, that's 1. So that means P, and I am left here with 1, plus, why plus? Because they are positive values, and here I am left with 3. So that's my first element. Then I'm looking at my second element, and I'm saying, you know what? There is no common letter, there is no common number, but I can see both of them have minus 1. How about I divide it by minus 1? If I divide it by minus 1, then what I will have will be just m. Because if I divide negative by negative, I get positive. And again, here I will get 3. Now, if that bracket is the same, that means that's my 1 factor. And then those 2 here are the second factor. But let's say that I didn't see that. Let's say I didn't come up with an idea of divided by minus 1. Then I'm saying, okay, so that means that my second factor is minus m minus 3. Now, for them to become 1 factor, they have to be the same. So I can see they're almost the same, but they have a different sign. So here again, I can say I'm going to multiply that by minus 1 in order to get plus 3. But if I multiply 1, I have to multiply the other. And again, if we multiply basically by minus 1, that's what we get, isn't it? So that again brings us to the same idea. Very typical, it's always there every year in your junior cert. Now, do you need to know how to do that? Yes, not just for the junior cert, because later on in 6th year, you will have to be able to identify, let's say, 2 elements like that from a number of elements and say, well, you know what, both of them, for example, can be divided by m, that I can factorize out that m. So that idea, yes, we need to know how to do that.